What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Shazam video. So if you're new to the channel, please do consider leaving a like and a subscribe down below if you enjoyed the video. So Shazam was, and yes, there will be spoilers for this, it was Shazamizing. No, I was going to make amazing with Shazam, but it doesn't work. But overall, it was absolutely stunning. In my opinion, it is the best comic book movie for quite some time. I've discussed this with quite a few people. I'm not going to include Infinity War because that is a one-off. It is a culmination of threads throughout, and that is really its own beast. But I'm talking about origin movies. I'm talking about maybe sequels as well. It really is amazing, and it was better, in my opinion, than Captain Marvel. It did the character justice. It changed up some of the source material and actually worked, in my opinion. And it just worked very, very well as a whole. The movie was fun. We had some great action. The kids in the movie were great. Parts of the CGI were a bit iffy, but it is hard to do CGI, in my opinion. And I'm not really going to hold that really against the entirety of the damn movie. But overall, it was really, really good. Now, if you don't know much about Shazam, he was originally Captain Marvel, and he was in Fawcett Comics until DC bought him. And really, in my opinion, he hasn't really found his feet in the DC Comics world. He hasn't become a household name compared to the likes of Superman or Batman or The Flash. And it is a shame because the character is pretty cool. It's interesting to see a kid become a superhero but still have the kid mentality there. And while the comics are really, really good, such as The Power of Shazam, he's just, as I said, I didn't really connect him either. When I was reading through comics, it never really was one that really fit with me. I was never really a fan of magic in comic books. Comic books just never fit that well with me. Justice League Dark just wasn't my bag. While I enjoy it, I recognised that it was a good comic, it just never really fit that well with me. And I just found the dynamic between him and Superman pretty good, because Superman is not impervious to good old magic. So that's quite cool. And they have a very kind of interesting relationship throughout the history of comics. Now, the one story I really, really, really love of Shazam is the retelling of his origin story in New 52. It was a Justice League backup story. But you can pick up the story of Shazam in the Justice League New 52 as its own graphic novel. But you could also... The New 52 I thought was a bit weak with Justice League. That's all I can really describe it as. But reading the Shazam story was an absolute joy. We have Billy Batson, who finds a new foster family, and really he's a bit of a dick. Throughout the story, he's incredibly unlikable. And while parts of that transcend into the Shazam movie, it's still it was too much in the New 52. And Sandberg here has made the character of Billy Batson just a bit more likable. He's rough around the edges. He doesn't really trust people and things like that because he's been hurt. He doesn't have a bad bone in his body. He's not spiteful. He's not horrible. He's just trying to survive and not let anyone into his heart until Shazam, the wizard himself, the last of the Council of Wizards, allows him and opens his heart to our friend Billy Batson and gives him the powers hit. Now, it's really, really cool, and I was interested to see how the rumours of Henry Cavill's Superman would be involved. I was interested to see if we would see any sort of Black Adam and where they would go next, because the DCEU is in a state of flux. Because, of course, we had Wonder Woman, which was great. We had Justice League, which was pants. We had Aquaman, which was pretty good. I enjoyed the movie. It was fun. Jason Momoa as Aquaman still doesn't fit well with me, even though I'm a massive... I stan Jason Momoa there. But, unfortunately, it just didn't really really wow me like Shazam did. And Shazam, in my opinion, is the Wonder Woman moment again. They've caught lightning in the bottle twice there. Nice little pun. With Wonder Woman being the kind of lightning rod, another one for you there, of just how DC is, it's distilled DC there. It's gods, it's madness, it's super powered people, because DC is overpowered gods. We have DC, and what makes I love DC is that the superheroes are above everyone. They are gods in the sky there, in my opinion. And that's what makes it good. It doesn't have to be the everyman story. And there's some of that here. We get some of the everyman story, but we get him, he is stupidly overpowered. Only magic can really defeat him here, which I thought was pretty dope. And it's interesting, and the heart of the story here is the family and Billy Batson finding this family that he hasn't had for so long, and also finding his way in the world of being a superhero and learning what it is to actually have some responsibility, which he has never actually had. Now, the kid actors are superb. They are superb. The kids in this movie are next to none. The casting, everything is near perfect in my opinion for that. Now, we also have the parents as well who are great. We have the guy from The Walking Dead, the guy who's like the assistant to the king in Walking Dead. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He's great in this. And the kid who was, I believe he was in It, he was great as well. There being the friend, Freddie Freeman there, or the friend of Billy Batson, which was superb. And we even get to see a money shot of the Shazam family, because they were the Marvel family in the comics, but you can't call them Captain Marvel because Captain Marvel, all that business. But overall, it was a very great movie. Parts of it were superb, and like I said, the adaptation from the New 52 story is very much what this story is. But it's been changed slightly because we don't have The Rock as Black Adam. Black Adam, as was announced way back in 2014, we haven't heard or seen anything at all about Black Adam. Black Adam, if you don't know, is the opposite of Billy Batson's Shazam. He uses his powers for evil self kind of philanthropy. He wants to keep his Kandak country well. He's very much a dictator of Kandak there, and he was the one who, they reference him in the movie when they said there was someone else before, but he unleashed the 7 deadly sins, which was Black Adam. So Black Adam there, they've set up the Black Adam spin-off very easily there, and we can see an early version of the Council of Wizards, we can see an early version of the Wizard Shazam itself as well, giving the power to Black Adam there as well. So that's pretty cool, as he kind of wants to destroy, because he was a slave there back in the day, way back in the past, and he did this, he unleashed this hell on Earth to free all the slaves, which was pretty nice of him there, to be honest. But in the comic, we did have a different one thing where we had Dr. Sivana, who is the absolute mortal enemy of Shazam, or Captain Marvel, and instead of searching for a way to the Rock of Eternity, he actually comes across Black Adam's tomb. Black Adam curses him, and then they go and find the champion of Shazam, which is Billy Batson, and Black Adam wants to take all the powers and become, there can only be one. So it's very much a Highlander story there. So it's a bit different, Dr. Sivana there. He's searching for a way back, and I think the storyline changes actually work a lot better because we don't have Black Adam, and the way they work here is they work very well. And I think they have missed a trick by not putting Black Adam possibly in here, but the changes work nonetheless. So overall, it's great. The comedy works. It's very much the Deadpool of DC. It is the Deadpool of DC. We've got comedy, we've got fun, we've got action, but it's kind of a kid. It's not kind of the R-rated poop and very graphic sex jokes there. It's fun, and it's a bit dark. Kids may get a bit scared in the movie if you're thinking about taking your kids or a younger brother or sister there, but they may get a bit scared in parts there. Just give you a bit of a fair warning for that. But I just think it works very well. Zachary Levi is the absolute man. He was great in Chuck. He was there in Thor 2, and then he dies in Ragnarok. So shame, but he is here in arguably a better superhero comedy movie. which I thought was really, really fun. Now, if you're wondering, where's the DCEU? Now, what was really cool, this works, there was Easter eggs an absolute plenty. Freddie Freeman was wearing a different Justice League member t-shirt pretty much every day in the movie, and we have mentions of the Russia incident. We have a bullet that was shot at himself, Superman, and we have mentions of Batman and Aquaman jokes as well. So it fits in. It's in there in the DCEU. It very much fits in. At the end, we have the Superman money shot as well, because it pays off the Easter egg there that Shazam and Superman are very much a mentor and mentee sort of relationship going on there, which I absolutely thought was sick. And I really did like how that worked out there at the end. Now, Dr. Sivana, again, Mark Strong, what do you expect? He's near perfect. He's such a good actor, in my opinion. And as well as that, we had some cool post-credit scenes as well. What was cool as well was the fact that like I said, we had the Marvel family again, which was superb. Seeing Seth from the OC playing one of those roles, you know what? Awesome. And I'm very interested to see where this goes next. It has a bright future, and I definitely think this deserves a sequel, just like Wonder Woman is getting with Wonder Woman 84, although I'm not too sure how that's actually going to work in any way, shape or form, but I have high hopes for that movie. Now, Shazam, again, is it better than any Marvel movie that's come out? It's there. It's very much in the vein of Guardians there and Deadpool, even though it's not MCU. But for me, it is one of the best kind of comic book movies, like I said, to come out in recent memory. And that is, to me, a big compliment, because there has been quite a damn few of those things come out in recent years. And the interconnectivity into the DCEU works very, very well. They're not going heavy-handed with these kind of these connections, but it does work, and it's very much, if you've seen Aquaman, you'll get the jokes there, and if you've seen Batman vs Superman, you'll get the kind of Lex Luthor mentioned there, because in the timeline, it shows that the whole thing going on in Russia is to blame for Lex Luthor and his associates. So they're very much hinting there, because post-credits scene in Justice League, we did have Deathstroke there with Lex Luthor and their kind of Legion of Doom sort of thing there. So that's very much been set up in this movie in the background, so we can look forward to that later on. Now, the post-credit scene was curious there, because we've got Mr. Mind, who is a big, big villain of Shazam, Rip Hunter, and Booster Gold, as he tried to destroy the universe in 52. And he also takes on the Mind and tries to control Dr. Sivana as well. So that is setting it up for next, as I'm not too sure how that kind of thing can be the villain for the whole movie, a little bug thing, but it fits in with the rest of the movie. So it fits in with the tone of the movie, so that'd fit in there as well, because we've set up a very silly world, and I cannot overstate how great Zachary Levi was in this movie. He is perfect. He's perfect as Shazam, and the young kid who plays Billy Batson as well. They work very, very well, and they're the opposite of each other. One difference I would say is the fact that maybe Zachary Levi kind of overplayed the jokey kind of childhood wonder, because the younger Billy Batson isn't really like that at all. But again, it's showing the duality there, and he's getting to come out of his shell somewhat, as he is a different person. And I really did like the whole movie. And it's fun, it's very, very comic book accurate, and as a whole, it's pretty dope. But that's it for this video. Please drop a like, please do subscribe. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.